You are listening to the Wisecracker podcast.
Remember how to do this.
Why do they have their iPhones in front of them?
I don't know if this.
So got it!
All of their iPhones look right. Oh.
Welcome to the Wisecracker March Madness Special.
They probably have sheet music on there. Doesn't that sucks? I don't like that I did band for long enough to know that's like, oh, you need sheet music.
What did you play?
Trumpet.
I did trumpet, but I was too bad. I had to do the euphonium.
I did trumpet
Oh, is
too.
it the bigger one that you can't hear?
Well, it's the euphonium, but it's like, yeah, but you can't hear it. But
Is
it's
it-
also, it's big, but it's slightly smaller than the tuba. So the tuba you got to like roll around, but the euphonium wasn't like big enough to justify that. So you just had to carry this fucking huge thing all the time.
Euphonium.
Euphonium, I hated it.
I always
I
thought
like
there was
when-
something odd about the kids who picked the biggest instrument because you gotta carry it
Yeah.
around.
Also, the ones who picked like the French horn, you put your fucking arm through the thing. What
Yeah,
the
whole
fuck's up with
arm.
that?
Yeah, well, they makes a beautiful noise. I had a friend
You
that
need-
was
you need French horn.
amazing at the French horn.
I can't remember what it sounds like.
I mean, like if you listen to like a John Williams score, there's a lot of.
And then you have the...
That's beautiful.
It's like kind of that level where trumpet's like...
Right.
French horn is like... and the drum's like... Gung, dung, dung, dung.
We used to, you know the spit?
And the color guard's like, I need to go to Planned Parenthood.
You know the spit valves?
Yeah.
We used to just do
Drink
that
'em.
on like our people's pants. Just like, you go, this is my spit on your fucking pants.
Yeah,
That's
we
good
would go
shit.
around to the people that were they looked different from everyone else, and we'd make them drink it. Obviously not. Obviously not. I got to get back into this whole podcasting thing.
At least
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, of course. Don't talk. Alan, what's up?
comfortable with that.
What's up? This is the March Madness episode of Wisecracker.
Yeah, so of course we're going to talk about 2010s era NBA basketball instead.
So what's up with Reefer Alston these days?
Took 3 months off. Time to talk about how trading Monte Ellis is going to be a devastating mistake for the Golden State Warriors.
Andrew Bogut will never be healthy.
Have you ever seen
And neither
that,
will Curry.
the clip of Andrew Bogut when he was on? I have such a hard time not just watching TV when it's on. I'm literally a fucking
Yeah, should
bug.
we turn this off?
No, keep it on. If I can't
Okay.
do this, like this is the type of thing where it's like when there's one heckler and you can't get through,
Yeah.
they're like, shut the fuck up. It's like if I can't get through the screen, I should have like horse blinders on. It's the Andrew Bogut's running down the court to do just like a contested layup, and he gets his hand stuck in the rim, and it breaks, and you can like see it, and then he falls on his back.
yeah.
But he's like the future of the Milwaukee Bucks at this point.
oh yeah, I remember this. Okay, yeah.
And the announcers are like, normally when an announcer sees it's like, and oh no, it looks like he's down. The announcers are Milwaukee Bucks, announcers, and they're fans of the team. And Andrew Bogut goes up for the layup, and they're just like, no, oh my God, no. like reacting to seeing a terrorist attack or something. Like, no.
The humanity.
So that stuck with. That's like something that rattles around in my brain, like the horror,
big Andrew Bogut injury.
the trauma of the Milwaukee announcers.
Bogut's one of the few openly conservative players. It's like him.
Is he?
Yeah,
I feel like
him.
some of the Australian guys are that
Tim
way.
Hardaway.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
senior, yes, senior, yes.
Hardaway.
Junior,
Mac,
who knows?
Mac just sent a clip. I don't even.
I
think
found that
I've seen that clip. Yeah, I know the clip you're talking about.
Reese-
Where he's on the
Yeah.
Dan Levitard show.
Fucking honestly, salute to Dan Levitard in like
I am.
2000.
I am homophobic. Homophobic.
Yeah, he's like, what you're saying is homophobic. Yeah, I hate gay people. And it's funny because it's like probably 2008 or something, and even back
then, it was still
It's
Dan
like,
Levitard's trying to give him
salute
an
to
out,
Dan
and he's
Levitard
like,
being
no.
like, hey man, just so you know, like you are being like fucked up, and he's like, I know.
It reminds me of the like I'm declaring war on anyone who sells drugs to the community, but Black Dynamite, I sell drugs to the community.
Yeah.
It's just that.
I don't think people know that reference.
But it makes me laugh. So that's what this podcast is all about, is making me laugh.
Jonathan Isaac, conservative.
Oh, I was thinking of Oscar Isaac.
Enos Cantor. Enos Freedom Cantor.
Enos Freedom.
Very conservative.
Yeah, he was wearing shoes that like had a gun in them or whatever. He's like, you
Yeah.
can't take these away. I don't know how he talks. That just seems like
Yeah,
that's how he
exactly like that.
Yeah.
Joey Bosa, not a basketball player, but
All the
Okay,
Bosas.
get into the other sports.
The San Francisco 49ers are like, it's so funny that they play in San Francisco because they are like the Trump Warriors.
Wait, who else is there on the 49ers?
I mean, just all the white players.
Oh, McCaffrey,
Kittle drives a
sure.
fucking. He's a truck driver if he's not 7 feet tall. McCaffrey,
But he's so smooth.
Purdy is like, no one believed me. Last pick. Last pick, MVP. But my Eagles, it's gonna be blacks versus whites for the next couple of years. And I'm not on the side. I'm on the
and we're on the side.
Finally,
you
I'm
might
on
not
the-
expect.
I'm on the correct side of history for once. I'm rooting for the Eagles.
Who's the running back they got?
Saquon.
Oh shit,
So,
that's
AKA
right.
Black McCaffrey.
That's like kind of shit. Wow, McCaffrey with black.
Yeah. Oh
Who
man,
knew?
it's like a good black running back.
You're in rare form. You're back to it.
This
Yeah,
sucks.
you didn't miss a
This
moment.
sucks, dude. This sucks. This isn't gonna go in. We're not gonna be able to eat. I hate doing a podcast and then being like, this can't go in. Like I'm doing it. We're gonna do an hour and then we're not. We're gonna stop at an hour. It's gonna be over, and everything I say is gonna be included.
We're 6 minutes in, which could be 1 minute in. I don't even like saying that. I don't even like saying what time
We're
stamp
so
we're at
bad.
because-
We got so bad. We're out of practice, but that's part of it. It's part of it. It's fine. Saw an advertisement during. Also, we got to close the fucking loud ass windows.
Forgot how to do this.
Is that one open?
All right.
All right, now we're starting.
I saw. Yeah, it is gonna get hot too. I can tell it's gonna get hot. Saw an advertisement during March Madness for Submarines. It was like buildsubmarines.com.
Submarines?
Yeah.
Literally, the commercial starts with like just a welder working on a massive submarine, or like because they have like military propaganda the entire time during March Madness. Because they're just like, well, we have 16 to 25-year-old guys watching this. We can rope them in. We can show them.
We need 'em.
We can show them some Gaza highlights and just get them on board. And
You want some real madness.
but this was literally just a commercial for buildsubmarines.com. And I went on to the fucking website, and it's literally for just building submarines. And I'm like, we are going to go to war.
So what you build you can buy a submarine?
No, I think they're just trying to recruit.
Oh, you're
the best
recruiting
and
people to go
brightest.
build. That makes more
I
sense.
think so it's like raise awareness. It's like Coney 2012, but it's for submarines. Kids are playing Fortnite. They're on TikTok. They don't know about submarines.
Yeah, maybe that's the new like ASMR. Like people like a big thing on TikTok is like car cleaning and like detailing. Maybe they can just like shift it into being like, oh, you like cutting soap
Like
videos?
pow-
What do you think about
Yeah.
building nuclear submarines?
It's harder to jack off to young women dancing in a submarine, but
I
I
had
could
to-
figure it out.
I don't know. The submarine kind of looks like a big cock.
I had to just delete Instagram because our one friend, we have a group chat where he just sends like the most busty fake tit Instagram models to us, and he's just like, "Look at this." It's like, are you 60?
My For You page is all huge with the most cartoonishly big tits.
Nice.
I kind of it's kind of awesome to see.
I do feel like that's one of the default things.
Show it to the camera. Yeah,
Have you-
like this.
it's just one of those things.
Put it on the bottom half. Just scrolling through.
I think all
Yeah, like those are too big.
you know how there's like things. Oh wow. No, I wouldn't say too big. There's those things about like evolution that just keep coming up, like how stuff turns into crabs. Have you ever heard about that? Like the crab theory.
Everyone's heard about the crab theory.
I think all like men's Instagrams will eventually turn into big-titted women unless you fight against it. It's like that's just kind of naturally what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The second I see like a
Unless you
girl
block
doing
every woman on
squats
site.
at the gym on my like page, I immediately am like, I gotta click on every car, on every fucking sports thing, like, and then my feed just becomes like Ben Affleck dressed as Batman, and then like Aston Martins, which is
Yes.
I sprinkle in the occasional girl bending over and then being like, why are you looking at me? And it's like she's talking to the camera.
It is weird how
But she's dressed like Ben Affleck's Batman.
it's weird how there's so many women out there now who just do like social media to promote their porn.
Yeah.
Like that's so bizarre.
Especially on Twitter or X rather.
Yeah, X is all about that
Basically,
now.
like every big tweet you see, the response is like, "Oh, this is so relatable. This happens to me," and then you click on it, and it's just like an
porn,
OnlyFans
yeah.
account.
Yeah, people love just replying. I like having it be like, it's the Barstool University of Kentucky Instagram page, and it's just posting a video of a guy falling through a plate glass window at Subway Sandwich, and then you click on the comments, and it's just like, would you fuck me?
Yeah.
And then you click on it, and you're like,
Yeah,
maybe,
probably, yeah.
probably. In a pinch.
Yeah.
if I
Gun to
had
my
to,
head. So I had to delete Instagram. Because you can't have
Wow.
you can't have that. I'm a man of God. And God hates hot women. God likes modestly busty women, not huge titted whores.
I don't like carrying a porno theater around in my pocket. You know what I mean?
That's interesting.
I like going to the porno theater.
having
It's more of an experience.
if I could have told my great grandfather that I would have a casino, a porn theater, and just a telephone in my pocket at all times, he would have fucking stayed alive for a couple more years.
Be like, who you calling on that phone, men?
Yeah, he'd probably still call me gay.
Jacking off is pretty tight though.
Yeah.
Once you guys agree.
when it's the move, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This could not be going any worse. Can you hand me my computer? I'm gonna look up porn. Don't, not like that. Not like that. Did you come in? Do you have anything to talk about?
We got Dan Schneider still. You haven't, that's got to be 10 minutes.
Yeah, watching the Dan Schneider
Yeah, you guys talk
documentary.
about this documentary that you've seen, and I'll chime in.
I lived most of my life thinking Dan Schneider was a bad guy.
Yeah, it's
Because
weird.
all I'd ever heard was weird things and saw weird things and like Ariana Grande squeezing a potato to make juices come out of it and licking her
Yeah.
feet on camera. And it's like, well, some guy came up with this, and possibly the guy who came up with it is a pervert. So I watched the Dan Schneider documentary, and I think he came out looking pretty good, actually.
He definitely did. For someone who's been rumored for, again, like 20 years to be a pedophile.
Yeah, like
He did do the good thing of at the time when we're all in middle school and being like, that guy was making all the cartoons we watched and all the Nickelodeon shows with all the people that we like. He was actually a pervert. It's like, oh, and then so much has happened since where it's like we've had 3 presidents that are all known perverts.
they were all
Yeah.
caught on the island.
And then now it's like, oh, so what?
Schneider
dude?
wasn't
These
even on
kids
the
are
island.
hot. Yeah, Schneider wasn't invited to the island, probably.
It is funny the whole time they're talking about like Dan Schneider was the guy. He was the big head honcho, and it's like this huge nerd. It's
Yeah.
like this guy, like he was trying to like go like mainstream with like Amanda Bynes. He was trying to like get out of kids TV, and it's
Yeah,
like,
none of that ever
dude, if
worked.
you would just be like that would not happen for you, man.
Listen, you stay down in the trenches of Burbank at Nickelodeon, molesting, hugging kids a little bit too hard. We're gonna be up in Hollywood, locking Charlize Theron in a room. Okay, you gotta stay in your.
We'll
stay
call
in
you
your
when
lane.
we feel you're ready to start raping adults.
Listen. Keep being behind closed doors, drawing tits on Invader Zim. That's your thing.
No, they went into the other guy. The other guy, Brian Peck, was like the villain of this documentary.
Brian Peck.
Yeah, let's just say he did a little bit more than pecking. He did sodomy, actually.
Just a little peck in the ass.
Yeah,
He didn't just peck on the door. He entered.
he was the dialect coach.
Oh, and this isn't Josh.
Why
no
did they need
relation
a
to Josh.
dialect coach was my question.
Yeah.
What?
For Drake and Josh, yeah.
This isn't the King's Speech. Why did they need a dialect coach? And then it turns out the dialect coach was raping everybody. I would have done without the dialect coach.
That's a misfortune.
That's just me.
Translators and dialect coaches apparently having a bad week, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, very true.
Fuck,
Bad.
we're on a roll. Let's go.
All right. Yeah, bad week. So, yeah, final thoughts on
We're
Dan
in jail,
Schneider.
we're
I
fine.
still don't think he's a good guy. There's probably a lot of stuff that was left out of the documentary. I know there was one editor who was also a pedophile that didn't make the documentary. Because this was like my thing.
Sounds
I
like
was
he
really
edited the
into this
documentary,
stuff.
right?
Well, no, it was just
Edited
kind of.
himself out.
It was like my hobby, knowing this real dark.
I was never there. Press a couple buttons, download Final Cut. Fuckers on TikTok
Yeah, his-
watching big titty
Yeah,
women
now I
right
think
now.
now I think about
Watching
this
big
guy.
titty
This
women
guy's name
right
was
now.
in the credits.
But Dan Schneider, say what you want about him, that guy wasn't gay. He was. He
Oh,
was
yeah, very
straight.
true.
And they only
That
really
was what Peck did wrong.
Yeah,
he
Peck was
a
gay.
homosexual pedophile.
They went into all the gay stuff. They didn't go into any of that straight,
No.
non-consensual
that
stuff.
good straight stuff.
But like they didn't really go into the Grande, the McCurdy.
yeah, did Grande get got?
I don't. Well, Jeanette McCurdy wrote a book where
Yeah.
she kind of referenced him being like a jerk.
Which one's Jeanette?
The blonde from
iCarly?
iCarly.
Yeah, she had a
The
rough
one who
go,
was
I
dating
feel.
Andre Drummond. Welcome
That's
to the
right.
basketball special.
That's right. Let's get back to business, boys.
Yeah, let's get back to 2010 basketball again.
That's the one where she thought Andre Drummond leaked her nude, but it was actually a fappening hacker, and she broke up with Andre Drummond over it.
Oh no!
Is Andre Drummond the fappening though?
Yeah, Andre Drummond leaked all the fappening nudes.
I heard he's anonymous.
Just sitting on the bench of the Detroit Pistons. Megan Fox, you've been exposed.
Just pulling down 8 points, 12 rebound nights all day.
But making so much money on the side.
Yeah.
Leaking celebrity. That is a funny thing. We got like such an insane. When was the fappening?
It's like 10 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn,
honestly,
time
probably
fucking
like
flies.
2014.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That is really a shame because the fappening like ruined so many people's like maybe not lives, but like what a devastating thing to have happen where your like private intimate moments are shown to like every 12-year-old in the world. And then now literally it's just like deep fakes can do that. And I don't know what's worse. Being like I'm Scarlett Johansson, people have actually seen my real life tits and pussy on a picture that I sent to Colin Jost. Or
Dude, she like sent it to like Affleck, by the way.
yeah. Or have it just be like, oh, this is some random Russian whore that has my face on it.
Yeah.
I don't know what's worse.
I would take the one that involves sex trafficking as well.
This is like Taylor Swift at a football game getting ravaged by the
Dude.
fans.
Oh.
Did you guys
I'm
see
so
that?
glad we've seen the same
I knew that AI was fake because Taylor Swift is a virgin.
Yeah.
I knew it was fake because she had some big tits.
Also, no Biden voter would ever dump him out in public.
Oh, she's not this cool.
No way,
Well, it's the
dude.
vaccine making her act like that.
Yeah.
She's too up-
acting a fool.
She's too uptight to have sex with the entire stadium.
The entire Chiefs fans.
all those Missouri Kings just grabbing. I love watching the fucking Pacheco fucking run the ball.
I love Pacheco.
Whatever, you know. I have gotten to that point where now I'm like getting older. Every name is wrong. Every single name.
Dude, knowing Pacheco is pretty good.
Pacheco? Is it Pacheco?
Oh, you're right. It's Pacheco.
It's Pacheco,
I
yeah.
didn't even notice that.
To be fair, Pacheco, what's he doing with it? Oh, this is the girl. This is the guy's girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
How do you describe someone without saying their race?
Yeah, that guy.
Him.
Yeah, him. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but they're making it about that. They're like, he doesn't speak English. The announcers.
He doesn't speak English?
Yeah. Well, this guy on Nebraska. This fucking guy. No, this guy in Nebraska is Asian. And
He's got less than a year left before Trump deports him.
and they're just making a whole story. I mean, apparently he's choking in crunch time right now. Kaisei
Tamagotchi.
I didn't want to say it. That's what it looked like to me. God damn it. But they're making a whole thing about his girlfriend.
She'll die.
Yeah, like he came.
His girlfriend's gonna fuck him if they win today.
Yeah, she said that.
I hope so.
They interviewed her at halftime.
That really is like the drama that they don't talk about, but and they show it. They show the girlfriends and the wives because that these players are either going to get it or not get it.
It is kind of weird that
The
they're
game
like
within the
they
game.
keep showing the person's girlfriend that's just like, this is just a 19-year-old that like
Bought
I
a
don't
ticket to a game.
Schneider would love this. We're all just watching that. There's a 10-point. There's a 10-point.
They keep
game
showing this young girl
this
who
is
directed this
definitely-
basketball
this
game.
definitely
Dan
already
Schneider.
happened. This definitely already happened too, right?
Yeah, I think that was a replay. We were watching an old game. That's a real tight.
That was why. It was because we can't fucking have the TV on.
This is a real tight operation.
I literally can't believe I can't do it. I can't do it with the TV on. It sucks. It would be cool to be able to have the TV on or like pull things up, but if like I'm blaming it on TikTok. I fucking saw a video of this guy who was the kid in Mrs. Doubtfire, and he was talking about how he would go into Robin Williams' dressing room, and everyone was like, once Robin Williams leaves the set, he's like in hell. Like he hates being alive, but he loves being on the stage. He's the sad clown. So he goes back to his dressing room, and he's just head in his hands, just like, I'm gonna fucking do it. And it took him like 20 years after the fact. But like the guy went in his dressing room and just talking like Robin Williams was like, it was the cocaine. Like, I know the doctors told me that it wasn't the 5 years of constant cocaine that I did, but that's what it was. And I literally was watching. I was like, this guy is just being like, he's getting paid to go anti-cocaine. Like someone is paying him to tell me not to do cocaine.
They're suppressing my medicine.
Sure, speak for a dead man that killed himself. It's like, the reason I'm killing myself is because I did cocaine once. Like, okay. I don't buy that.
It's scary cocaine now because of all the fentanyl they're putting into.
Oh, yeah.
They're putting so much fent.
They do a bad thing on the buses in LA though, where they're like, fentanyl is 50 times more powerful than heroin. I'm like,
That sounds like an ad for fentanyl.
oh, this Pabst Blue
That's
Ribbon
literally what
is
happens.
50 times more than a.
Anytime there's news of like overdoses, the junkies flock to where the overdoses happen because they're like, that must be where the good stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
So these buses driving around really are advertising, like, this stuff will knock you on your ass.
Well, it's like the thing.
You've never tried drugs like this before.
They should put fentanyl on Bud Light Platinum.
Just a little fent.
Just a little Bud Light fent.
First, the Chinese made our Bud Light trans. Then the Chinese started putting fentanyl in our Bud Light.
I love that Bud Light has just completely shifted to now they're making commercials where like
The audience is
You're on a roll.
the commercial that they made after they like acknowledge like that a trans person is allowed to talk on camera. The next commercial was like, this horse remembers 9/11. And
they were right back
he
to the
drinks
Clydesdales.
beers. They had to go back to the well. They had to return. The pendulum swung. They love swinging the pendulum.
They love that shit.
I love that shit so much.
It's up at the observatory. You ever seen it? The cultural pendulum.
Not unironically, my two favorite LA things are the Santa Monica Pier and the Griffith Observatory.
The pier's interesting. Just
I-
the view, or you like the whole
Ferris wheel.
rigmarole? Okay.
I just
do
like
kinda
anything that was featured in the film. This is a bad one.
This is kind of growing pains. You gotta get. I didn't think we'd have to get back into it.
I thought the thing cut out, but it was just in my headphones.
It's the other side. The Griffith Observatory has the Tesla coil.
Yes, that is
That
cool.
thing's sick.
Yeah. And then
I'd like to step in it like David Bowie in Prestige or in
yeah,
Prestige. Yeah.
yeah.
I was gonna say featured in the film
Yeah,
Bowfinger,
Prestige,
the observatory.
Right.
When I took somebody to the pier for the first time, I played Grand Theft Auto clips to show them it's really really lifelike Grand Theft Auto.
I literally told that to my dad when I moved to New York. I was like, I know New York pretty well because of Grand Theft Auto 4. And then when I moved to LA, I was like, I think I might know LA fairly well.
It does give you a general sense of things.
Yeah, an idea of what it is.
They should put the tar pits in the new one.
Yeah.
You jump in the tar pits.
Kind of crazy that the tar pits aren't in Grand Theft Auto.
It'd be fun.
They're in LA Noire.
They are the 1940s.
Oh,
Grand
really?
Theft Auto.
Yeah, if you feel like playing Tar Pits, the video game.
Yeah.
The tar pits suck. That's really disappointing.
Yeah, they do. It's kind of lame.
I remember
seeing that they had to dump extra tar in. They've got
They're
like
dumping
tar on
tar.
the side
Yeah.
because they got to keep
the
it tarry.
Sunoco across the street. It's just
Can I get a gallon of tar?
yeah. First week,
And it's really sad.
First
too.
couple weeks I lived in LA, I went to the tar pits and then to the SAG building, and I was like, I am Mr. LA. Like, I moved to LA, I'm like, this is amazing.
The tar pits in the SAG building.
Yeah, these are the two things that everyone flocks to the Gold Coast to go see the tar pits in LA. And I got to the tar pits, more like tar puddles, am I right? And then the fucking SAG building.
Tar shit.
I walked in and everyone was like, well, you have to sign in. I was like, I'm not fucking doing that. And I think it might have ruined my career.
I don't like the tar pits because of the sad scene where like the mother woolly mammoth is drowning and the baby's like, "Oh, my mom is drowning in the tar."
Yeah, like,
and there's nothing you can do about it.
What do they think this is gonna?
If you jump over the fence to save them, the security guards yell at you.
I can see making the adoption dog commercials sad because it's like, oh, give us money, but like, what am I supposed to do about the tar pits?
Save the mammoths?
I don't want the mammoths roaming around here.
They're teaching a lesson to the kids to not jump in the tar.
Mammoths could be good if we brought them back for like factory farming.
Yeah.
Imagine the amount of meat
hauling
you could
stuff.
get from a mammoth.
Oh yeah, put them in fucking cages.
Yeah, instead of this like bug protein or whatever we're going, we should resurrect the dinosaurs and then put them into the conditions that like veal lives.
Yeah, take the blood from a mosquito in ember just so you can get some different type of steak.
Just something else. Like America is all about just eating new flavors at this point, right? That's all we have left. Let's at least resurrect some extinct animals so we can try them.
GMO T-Rex.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I love GMO. I love fucking all that shit. What's the
Playing
MSG?
God.
Yeah.
MSG's probably saved more people than it's hurt. I also don't give a shit about. Thank you. I don't give a shit about.
Thank you to the miracle drug MSG.
Like microplastics, I don't care about at all.
No.
It's like
It's just like sprinkles.
I don't fucking care about that. Like, oh, you've eaten a credit card every like what is it when you go to sleep over a year you eat a credit card or whatever?
I think you're mixing up two things. I think
Spiders,
that's a
right?
spider thing.
There's you eat 900 spiders in your beer every something.
I heard the spider thing was
I'm
fake.
so done with all the like whether it comes from like the like I only eat liver and like cow testicle, or from people that are like, well, you have to get the polio vaccine or else you'll be on the iron lung in 2024. It's like I just don't want I want to do away with all of it.
Have you seen the Liver King guy on TikTok?
He fell, right? He's like,
isn't he dying?
It wouldn't shock me.
I think I saw.
Aren't we all dying at the end of the day?
I think I saw some post where he's like, "Liver King's done. This is my last one." You know, I was like, "Shit." I guess he's dead.
The liver failure king.
I'm holding tryouts for who gets to have my wife, my liver wife.
My liver wife.
Yeah, he was like cheating, right? He was on steroids and then he got
Oh,
caught.
yeah.
And
What?
was like,
That body isn't natural.
Yeah.
That weird swollen red body
That's
with
again,
the
to
thick
me-
gut is not natural.
That's like what Kumail looked like when he did steroids.
I don't.
That
oh
was
my
the
god!
funniest
I saw an interview with him recently. He was like, I almost did how he talks. I'm not going to. He was like, I bulked up. I like hurt my body for a movie that everyone was like, this is good. This movie's going to be good. And then no one liked it and it wasn't that good. And now I'm just like fucked because I'm just like a
Wow, he said that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool, actually.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just like a fucking like fit funny guy.
Yeah.
Like, who wants that? You know, unless you're Matt Rife or something.
I wonder what his stand-up's like these days.
Yeah, I don't know if he's doing it. I think he's
Probably
totally
a lot
shifted
of
into
material
being,
about like, you know, when you're like your skull grows.
You know, your testicles get too small to be used.
you know when
relatable
you're
stuff
so
like that.
Disney rich from one flop of a movie that you have to buy all new clothing because your trainer bulked you up 7 sizes. Yeah, that genuinely would. I would be so pissed if someone transformed my body just to do one movie that stunk.
Dude, he looks.
I could go for
so
someone
different.
transforming my
He
body.
looks weird.
He looks weird.
Yeah, I don't like the way he looks as a straight.
No.
As a tastemaker for men's bodies.
Yeah, not a
No.
He would also, when he was like really big, he was doing like rock style posts. Like, here's my cheat meals. And it's like,
Well, 'cause
dude.
you have, like,
I know, but it's like,
you
dude.
do have
That was the
to.
HGH posting too.
Like-
his hormones were wacky, and you can't blame the post.
I started going to the gym.
That's Trump driving at that
I started
point.
going to the gym very consistently, like over a year ago, and I saw a picture of me from 2021. And I was like, I look better in this picture. What the fuck? But when you first start going to the gym, it's like you just do talk about it all the time. Like if you like get a girlfriend, it's like, yeah, you're just gonna talk about it. So if you are like, I am turning into an HGH action star psychopath, you're gonna be like, I had a cookie today, and you know, everyone's got to know.
That was a good impression, though. Cookie,
I started to. I really started. I didn't want to. I literally stopped it. I had a cookie. So dumb. I
How
hate
he
this episode.
talks.
What are we at? An hour, please?
12 minutes.
Yeah. Is that true?
But it's-
I have some stuff to talk about that's from like December.
what did we organically shift into after the pedo doc? We hit something.
There was
good.
something we all got excited.
Yeah, we got really excited, and then
what was it?
Was it Submarines?
No, we hit the submarine.
Oh, Shohei.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Right. What do you think about that? Do you think that he's actually doing his little gambling?
I think.
or-
Yeah. So I think he could have
Well,
been.
because for innocent or guilty until proven innocent for foreigners.
True.
I think the story could have made sense if that was the first thing they said, but the interpreter gave that interview where he was like, he said all this shit, and then they came out like, he's lying. He stole from Shohei and he's fired.
Oh, really?
What did
Yeah.
the interpreter say?
Oh, I
'Cause
thought
the
haven't heard
interpreter-
his
I
side
didn't
of the
understand what
story.
he was saying.
So the interpreter.
I had to have an interpreter to interpret what the interpreter was saying.
But he fell on the samurai sword. All right.
he committed seppuku.
All right.
But he.
I've dishonored Shohei. Harry Carey.
by taking Purdue plus 6.5.
I have $5 million in debt in DraftKings.
But he did an interview because they're in like South Korea, I think, right now.
Yeah, they're in Seoul.
Seoul.
So.
Seoul.
Sue.
Seoul.
Oh yeah, they're in the South Korean city of.
I thought they were in North Korea.
Hitting bombs.
MLB's North Korea series.
Yeah, that would be ballsy, Manfred. Rob Manfred. What a fucking stupid
Manfred.
name.
But he,
Girlfriend.
the interpreter.
That'd be more risky. You want to talk about Razor's Edge? You want to talk about innovating pitch clock, changing the game? Woman Fred. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Let's keep going.
Roberta Woman Fred. Let's see if he cleans up these Japanese who are ruining baseball. Anyway,
Yeah.
back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
So the interpreter was interviewed, and he said that he gambled his shit, and then Shohei like gave him the money to pay it off, and it was like he said I'll never do it
$4.5
again.
million
Yeah.
he gave him.
And so then the next day, Shohei's team put out a statement saying that's not true. He stole from Shohei.
He just stole it.
And he's fired. And so I
Yes.
think that's not that none of it's true.
So-
that I think Shohei gambled. Sorry, Shohei.
Yeah.
I kind of
That was
believe
my-
the first lie, the first story,
That would make sense, except for like a bookie.
because they're like, we lied. We have to cover up the lie with a better lie. That doesn't seem.
Well, but the bookie, If you have a bookie, you have like they'll give you like a lot of. I have a bookie, and I've lost a lot of money.
Right. You
Um,
won recently, though.
Those
I
two
did
things
today.
usually go hand in hand.
You won today, so
I won. I
you
did win
know.
a 7-leg parlay that did net me $800 off a $20 bet.
7-legger.
A 7-legger over unders. It was good. But they won't give you that much credit. They won't give you $4.5 million if you're an interpreter.
Yeah, what if your job is an interpreter?
Yeah,
Do you
they're not
think-
going to give you that line of credit.
What type
But
of
if you're
collateral
Ohtani-
do you have?
You've tried though. You're like
The man
Yeah,
speaks
yeah.
multiple languages. That's
Like-
got to be worth $1 million.
I was like, let me put $2 million on Oppenheimer to win Best Picture at minus
they're
10,000.
like, hold on, the host of Mr. Horsepower.
We'll float you another $4.5 million because we know you're good for it as a translator.
Yeah, now that is a good point. I don't know anything about the betting world, so that's
Yeah.
so you think it is just Shohei?
I think it's Shohei. It's also like it's from his account and it's like says loan. It's like bad.
Even
It's-
if he was just helping his friend,
It's
it's
bad.
still illegal because he paid an illegal bookie with his money and
Yeah.
like checks with his name on it.
yeah,
right?
it's still a really bad situation for him. So it's only good. The only way it works is if it's like the second lie, I think, which is that the guy just stole from him.
he just stole
Yeah,
$4.5 million.
Well, they
The
had
show-
been saying that Shohei was the Michael Jordan of baseball, and it turns out they were
true.
right. Is he going to have to play G League basketball now?
that'd be awesome.
Is his
He'd be-
dad going to get murdered?
It'd be a lot like that Nebraska player, right?
Allen.
They're nothing alike.
Yeah, that's too bad. I am on record as saying that this whole quote Japanese experiment the Dodgers are doing is not going to work. It just seemed too big to succeed. Where they got that, they got that, they got that one Japanese guy with which everyone in the MLB my entire life gets the biggest boner whenever a guy in Japan can
Yeah.
throw a slurve.
Well, they always give it some fun name, like the gyro ball.
Yeah, it's like this. Yo, you mean a
Yeah.
two-seam
Oh, this,
fastball?
this is the Godzilla cutter. it's just
yeah,
that's a two-seam fastball.
This is the woman's panties fastball.
yeah. It's a kamikaze ball.
Whoa.
It's a changeup that doesn't
Whoa.
move right down the middle. And
the Oppenheimer.
he got rocked. He got fucking rocked. Also, not really fair to have the Dodgers get these two Japanese superstars and then being like, your first game, it's gonna be in Korea because they got booed.
That is enemy territory.
They got-
for the
Oh,
Japanese.
really?
Yeah, they got booed. People were throwing.
I used to
bottles
think
at
of them all as the same people, but apparently Koreans and Japanese have a bit of beef.
They were throwing bottles at them. They were like,
Really?
They were calling them out. Yeah, they were like, get those animals off the field.
That's just because they hate gambling. They
Yeah.
hate Ippy.
Yeah. Yeah, too bad. But yeah, the one guy, the pitcher got rocked. He was like five runs in the first inning.
Oh wow.
So his career's over.
he has to retire now.
He
He's
had
shamed.
one. He had one bad inning and a.
He
far
has to
century.
commit Harry.
Yeah, that game. It was the first game of the MLB season, and it was in Korea. And the first batter, Mookie Betts, was walked on a pitch clock violation, and the game was at 4 a.m. LA time. And I was like, I saw that highlight. I was like, can't really pinpoint on what it was, but I do now feel like Trump was right. And I don't know. I can't really say exactly why, but that
Did he ever
exact
comment on the pitch
opening
clock?
day.
Did Donald Trump ever comment on the new rules of Major League Baseball? Because
Yeah,
if
he wouldn't
didn't,
like
he
them.
should.
He
I don't
wouldn't
think
like
he'd have-
them.
I don't think he'd like them.
That is a funny thing where the pitch clock like is good. The games are quicker. It
Yeah.
worked. I am still just like
It's still dumb when a guy gets like a strikeout on
Right.
not on like a time violation.
yeah,
or
that's
something.
when the pitch clock is enforced and it affects the game. I don't like it, but I do like the pace of it.
It's like all laws. I love them to be as strict as possible and the police to be as militarized as possible.
Yeah.
But when I run
Death
red
penalty
lights,
for
I want them
Ohtani.
to let me off with a warning.
It is good for like when you're watching at home, but when you're at the game, the whole point of going to a baseball game is just fucking be bored and drink.
A 6-hour
Right.
boring
Yeah.
drink. Hangout
Yeah,
thing.
actually, they take like one drink out of my hands by speeding up the game.
It's
Dude,
more
and
than
when
that.
you go, I
It's-
mean,
it's
that was the thing in Philly. People legitimately were
Well,
like,
I pace myself.
we need to have people stop or we need to have them stop selling beer not in the 7th inning but in the 8th inning because like we don't have enough time to drink 14 beers over the course of a 2.5 hour game now. But it is funny, like going to Dodgers games isn't worth it because we went to one last year and it was like it took me 6 hours to get here to see.
Forever.
First of all, it was Star Wars night, and they'd already handed out all the Baby Yoda beanies to the first 10,000 fans. We didn't get a Baby Yoda.
It's a big.
I went to an
Then we watched the
Angels-
Phillies lose 18-0.
Yeah, Cody Clemens, Roger Clemens' son.
Yeah, we got
who's
to
a
see Roger
position
Clemens'
player.
son pitch. He's like a first baseman.
Yeah, Rocket Jr. got fucking, pitched a third of an inning,
Wow.
which was history.
That is
He's
kinda
a
cool.
legend. Yeah.
I went to an Angels game to get a Shohei Ohtani pillow, and we came so late we couldn't get one. And then
Like a body pillow?
like a wife.
No, not like a waifu. That'd be really cool. We offered the whole crowd
Everyone's
waifu
got their
Ohtanis.
Yeah.
It was less racist than that. It was just a normal pillow. But
Oh, that sucks. I thought Orange County would step up with the racism.
we didn't get one, and then we were kind of hanging around, and we saw one just like sitting on a chair, but it was kind of near a group of people, and we just like, all right, we're gonna go there, we're gonna stand there for a little bit, and then we're just gonna grab it because it might be theirs,
The heist of the century.
and it might not, but we'll just grab it because if we ask, we might not get it, and so we're like standing there, and we're just chickening out so hard, we're just like, oh, I feel so bad if it's his. And then some guy comes by and just asks, like, is that your pillow to them? And they're
No.
like, no. I was like, okay, cool. They just grabbed it and took it. I was like, fuck. And then I went on eBay and I bought 3 of them. I bought 3 of them as like a
Glad
reminder.
it's
I
a
spent
happy
$600 trying to get this.
It was
Ohtani
like 50
pillow.
bucks.
Are these on
Yeah.
your bed?
I've got one on my bed and one's on my roommate's, and I gave one as
Wow.
a gift.
What is it? It's like his face? Or?
Yeah, it's not even that cool. It's like it's kind of cool. Let me see if I can find it online.
And I can't believe these pillows are ruined by his gambling habit.
I
now.
know.
Really
throw it away.
Contributing
Yeah,
a Ohtani
flat.
pillow.
I have to stop using it as a cum rag.
I went to a Dodgers game and they were giving away Trey Turner or the other one, Justin Turner bobbleheads, and I walked
Ted
in
Turner.
and I immediately was like, first person. I was like $5, and then this guy came up to me. He's like, here, and I was like, great. And then my friend who was with me, he was like $25, and then someone came up to him. And I was like,
I was gonna say you could
Can't
do
even
way
buy a
more.
beer.
It's kind of cool. A little 70s action.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
fun.
I did.
Yeah.
That's
I
not
went
what
to
I
the
thought it
game
was
with friends when they were giving out Roy Halladay
You see the
bobbleheads,
Ohtani
and they were all doing that, selling them on the
Threw it
spot.
into the water.
No, I hung on to mine, and then I think I made the right bet. Shohei Ohtani would appreciate this. Because then Roy Halladay died, so
Yeah.
the bobblehead must go up in
Yeah.
price,
We
right? if the
talked
player
about Roy
dies.
Halladay last time.
Oh, we did. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Did we?
And Corey Little.
Lytle.
Corey
Yeah.
Lytle. Yeah.
That is
Well,
funny.
there's
that,
only
like,
so many sports topics to cover
Yeah.
on a
Yeah.
Roy
sports-
Halladay's death. Corey
is a-
Lytle's
Only
death.
this is
so
a
many
sports
things have
podcast.
happened over the past 600 years of sports. We have to talk about. I mean, fucking that Comedy Central online, like animated show from like 2016.
Oh yeah, well, it was called Chamberlain Heights.
Chamberlain
They
Heights.
Oh,
predicted
yeah,
Kobe
yeah.
Bryant's
Seen that?
death.
I've barely. I
There's a
barely
scene.
know of it.
There's a scene where it's like the end of the world or something. Like all this chaos is happening on the street, and the main characters are like running around, and then a helicopter crashes next to them, and it's Kobe, and he's dying, and he like hands them his rings or something, and he's like, "I'm dying," but it's Kobe dying in a helicopter crash in 2006 or whenever this was on TV.
Don't take a picture of me or my wife is gonna sue you. I don't know if you guys remember that. the cops took a picture of his like dead body apparently,
Oh,
and
yeah.
like they were spreading it around, and his wife found out and sued them.
I saw the fucking drawing of the autopsy, and it's like
You saw the
The
drawing of the
drawing?
autopsy?
no, not the autopsy, but like the explaining like what they found.
Oh
It's
yeah, where
like-
they take the picture of the guy who looks like Dr. Manhattan, and they're like, "Here's where you got shot with a bullet. Here's where you got stabbed
No,
with
they
a
like
knife."
drew him, and they were like, half his head, like half his, his one arm is gone, his one leg is gone. But then they drew him in a Lakers jersey too.
Which number did they use?
8.
8.
Yeah.
He's just flying to his daughter's game with his own jersy. I might put up some shots, I guess.
I had a dream once where I met
You never know
LeBron
when they're
James in
gonna
public,
ask.
and he was dressed like LeBron James in a game.
I always thought I would maybe do that if I was a professional athlete.
Fuck it.
Spend a
Be
day
kinda
or two
cool.
a year just like walking around the street dressed like myself in my uniform.
I saw a
Just a- I
video
don't-
once of Freddie Freeman walking up to a kid on Halloween who was dressed as Freddie Freeman, and he's like, "Hey," and the kid immediately like knows who he is, and he's like, "You're dressed as me," and the kid's like, "Yeah, I know," and then Freddie Freeman's like, "What gives you the fucking right?
Really?
You think you can fucking run around as me?" And he like kicked him. He put out a gun, he curb stomped him. Said, "Happy Halloween,
Freddie Freeman.
happy Freddie." Freddie. But here's the thing.
Oh yeah, this is good for the pod. Show clip from Chamberlain Heights.
You can add this, right?
That baby.
Kobe Bryant. Help me. Just pass me the trophies and we'll pull you out. Pass.
Like in a helicopter.
These were Shaq's anyway.
These were Shaq's anyway.
Excellent
Wow,
joke.
that's a funny
Excellent joke. But crazy that they
That is
depicted.
crazy.
They could have had Kobe dying in any way they chose in this animated show,
But they had him
and they had him crashing in a
In
helicopter.
Chamberlain Heights.
in Wilt Chamberlain Heights. Literally,
I don't even remember this show.
the funnier thing is the comments where people are like, "The world is a stage, and we aren't the audience." Like, okay, I think they just got lucky.
There are people on the internet who have like heard about predictive programming and
Yes.
stuff, and then they really lose their minds when stuff like this happens.
Yeah, The Simpsons will make an episode from 1992 being like, "What if the New York skyline changed?" And then people were like, "They knew about 9/11." And it's like, no, they've made 8,000 episodes of something. They're going to talk about
Right.
everything.
Hank Azaria did 9/11.
Like here, I'm gonna say it. Zach Wheeler's gonna die in a fucking plane crash.
Oh shit.
Like, if you just say enough things, it's
another
just gonna
Phillies
happen.
legend.
Yeah. I find it weird how this scene is from the episode called "End of Days." Here's a reasonable comment. Everything aside, this show was slept on.
It was, obviously. I didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
And I'm a basketball guy. I'm wearing my basketball outfit for the special March Madness edition.
What's
so the
oh,
viewers
that's
at home
Naismith.
can see
Okay, I
this.
thought that was Roosevelt.
Yeah, it's FDR holding a basketball. He invented wheelchair basketball, FDR.
Murder ball.
Yeah.
FDR doing murder ball with like
He-
just a bunch of random dudes.
FDR invented a game of fighting foreign wars that we had no business in being in, which is my new take.
Uh-oh.
Oh, let's hear it.
Uh-oh.
Let's hear it.
I don't like war. I don't think we should.
Out of the
contribute to
eastern
it.
bracket, the USSR. Out of the western bracket, Great Britain.
Honestly, Italy was a low seed, and they made they caused a ruckus. Anyway,
The Cinderella story of World War II, Italy.
Italy.
No one thought they had a chance. Look at this bloated, goofy guy who's running the country. Surely these guys don't stand a chance. And they did okay.
How did they kill? Didn't they kill him in a weird way, or did they just
They like hung
publicly
Mussolini
hung him?
upside down or something, right? Like
Empty
they
his pockets.
they did some crazy. They
Yeah,
did.
They stole his wallet.
Stole his wallet. Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
They turned him into meatballs and spaghetti, and they ate him.
They hung him with a long thing of spaghetti, probably.
I think they
'Cause
did
they're
I think
Italian?
they did the Gaddafi stuff
they're
to
Italian,
him,
yeah.
where they like really went.
Yeah, they put
Nuts.
a pole in
Gaddafi
the
shots. That's like really crazy what they did.
Yeah, the Gaddafi stuff was maybe even worse.
Yeah.
I mean, I talk about it a lot, but like I was
Couldn't
in,
have
like,
happened to a better guy.
middle school and like seeing the Gaddafi video and being
Yeah.
like going up to your friends and sticking your thumb in their ass and at recess being like Gaddafi. It's like, why is our generation weird? It's like, I don't know. Just like first memory is 9/11, second memory is Gaddafi.
What was 9/11
Bush
like?
saving the Middle East, Clinton and Obama saving Africa.
Was because you guys were East Coast. Was 9/11 like?
It was
even-
awesome.
It was like even a bigger.
It was
bigger deal?
awesome.
We got a
because-
half day.
Yeah,
I got to leave school early, even in Texas.
I got to go home because they were like,
Well, Texas.
they might fly a plane into Media Providence Friends School.
Yeah, a lot of the teachers at my elementary school thought that the next target of the 9/11 terrorists was going to be my elementary school, which I thought probably it was low on the list. But I was just a dumb kid, and they were the smart teachers who were in charge of me, so I had to listen.
I remember I got picked up by my nanny, and I like said to her, "This is like people are overreacting. This is gonna blow. This is gonna blow over in like a week or two." And she was like, "No, Alan, no, it's no, that's not right. this is like it's gonna blow over in like 2 weeks. Like it's just the second graders."
She's like, no, Alan, this is going to send us into forever wars.
Yeah.
No, Alan.
We
Dick
won't leave
Cheney knew
Afghanistan until you're in your 30s, Alan.
Oh wow, it's not far off. Yeah, shit.
Yeah. No, I 9/11 came and went. I honestly was kind of like, I feel like I missed out.
It would have been cool to experience 9/11 as an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, real adult
Especially
rage.
like in New York.
In New York.
And when I was in New York, I was always thinking, like, man, I wish I was there for 9/11.
Well, my thing
I felt like I was pissed off, but I barely even knew what Muslims were. You know, it would have been nice to know who I was angry at.
The first like week I lived in New York, I lived on 39th and 9th Avenue, just in like a closet. And I specifically had the thought, I like woke up at like 9:30, and I was like, if I was living here in 2001 on that grim September morning, it would have happened and I wouldn't have known. Like I would have had to walk outside and been like, it smells like burnt paper.
Well, my friend was like it was in 9/11. He was there when it happened, and he said
didn't do
that
anything to stop it.
no, he welcomed it. He was like,
He's like, hey,
was
planes
dancing
over
on the-
here. He had the runway lights, and he was like directing them towards.
but he had a friend.
That would be
who-
horrible if he was doing that.
He had a friend who, like was up all night like drinking and like slept the entire day, and so then he gets up at like 5 o'clock. And he goes out to the bar, and he goes to meet up with his friends. He's like, why is everyone so fucking mad? What's going on? And they're like, dude, 9/11 just happened. Oh, fuck.
Hey,
My-
man, you won't believe
one of my
this.
friends-
9/11 just happened. Everyone's calling it 9/11 already.
One of my friend's dads, he just has one dad. His dad worked at the World
Yeah,
Trade
wait, you
Center.
were in the closet, you said? Your friend had dads? What's
You
going on
were-
up there in New
You were
York?
gay on 9/11.
What's going on up there in New York?
And he, for the garage bombing, he like was going to be in that garage, but he was like hungover, so he showed up late. And then on 9/11, he like was having a bad day and like nagging wife, whatever.
So then he flew a plane into the building.
flew a plane, yeah.
It's like,
He went
that's
to-
it. I'm going to
He drove to
Logan
Newark. He drove to LaGuardia, and he's like, I'm taking off. But he like went outside to get cigarettes when the plane hit. And he was like,
Wow, that is crazy.
I feel
'Cause
like
I-
every like real New Yorker I ever met in New York had some story of like, my uncle was the window washer.
yeah.
But he didn't show up that
always
day.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Always a load of
'Cause he-
crap. My cousin was actually the building. Shut up, fucking dumbass.
No, but my best friend's brothers, they were Israeli art students. No, we won't get into that.
I don't even know what the fuck.
Yeah,
you're
I only
talking
vaguely
about.
know that.
What the fuck you're talking
I
about?
kind of know what you're
don't
talking
wanna know.
about, but yeah.
No, just kidding. Everything happens the way they tell us.
I was curious. 9/11 happened on a Tuesday, so those fuckers from way in the back, somewhere way in the back. Rest in peace, Toby Keith, in his famous country song. Someone threw a sucker punch from way down in the back, which I always liked. Just that mentality of like, yeah, we're the main characters, and someone from
It really
way
was
over
such
there.
a sucker punch. They left a huge trail for our intelligence agencies to find, and then out of nowhere,
almost
they just
left
punched
breadcrumbs.
us.
It happened on a Tuesday, so they let us have a Monday work day.
Yeah.
Like you can't do 9/11 on a Monday, so that everyone gets to have off for the rest of the week. You gotta
Yeah, very true.
live the Monday.
Like when Christmas falls on a bad day.
Oh, this is funny too. It says 5:15 a.m., which to me it was not that. It was not. I thought it was 9.
Yeah, it
I
was
guess
9. Maybe it's West Coast time.
Yeah, you're on
Yeah.
West Coast time.
No, but isn't that interesting that that's not true for my personal reality?
Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Did it
Yeah.
happen on
Was
East
it
Coast
dark?
time or
Was it
West
dark?
Coast
Was
time?
it dark out when 9/11 happened? Because it was 5:15 a.m.
Oh, they're
Wait,
getting
here
us.
they come.
Yeah, everyone salute.
Is it just an ambulance or is it actual?
I think it's just an ambulance. Yeah.
Oh, they're just trying to run the red light. Are they stopping in front of us? Are they predicting our death? Yeah. I don't give a shit about ambulance. They're a cleanup crew.
I still owe an ambulance a lot of money.
For the
that I will
listeners of
never
the
pay them.
show, for the listeners of the show, I was in a car accident. Pretty sick, but I was in an ambulance, and I just like my friend was like in the gurney, and I just like rode with to also go to the hospital to get treatment.
Nice.
And guess how much it cost both of us? Like,
I mean, you'll probably know.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're trying to get me to pay like $1,900 or something.
mine was $2,500.
That's less than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
That's just a good ass Uber.
And
An Uber you can
wasn't
stand.
even-
Stop complaining. It's
This wasn't even a
an Uber you can
stretch.
stand up.
It's basically like I'm
This
networking
wasn't
with some
even a
paramedics.
stretch. There wasn't even a bar.
There's drugs everywhere though.
Yeah, I got an IV. That was cool.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
As a,
I don't like
as a
that.
standby guy.
Well, I was also getting treated. Like it was, I was a little upset that we had to, because the other guy, the driver, he got his own ambulance.
The driver of the
other
that
car.
hit you.
Do they
Yeah.
generally? I feel like they'd have to do that. They separate.
No, they
the
do.
parties
This
of
is
the
an
Because I would have
accident.
killed him.
It would be funny if they did cram
This is
everybody
an
into
open
one
case though,
ambulance.
so you shouldn't even.
Yeah, it's true. I shouldn't say much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just hint. Big things are coming in the courts.
Yeah. Yeah. Look it up. Look up on the docket. Supreme
Yeah.
Court.
Allen v. Carr.
Allen v. Carr.
Some of your
Gates.
faves may be implicated.
Yeah, Mac was in that's why we took a break. It's because Mac was having some health risks, and I was having some mental health risks, which aren't, it's not a real thing. You don't need to be in an ambulance when you're like, I'm lethargic.
911. I'm sad today.
I'm depressed.
Well, what do you
now.
want us to do? Isn't that fun? That does suck. That
Could you
there's-
make the sun come out, or could you like drive me to the hospital?
It's been cloudy to start the day 3 days in a row. I'm feeling kind of slow.
We did have some depressing weather here the last couple of months. It's good now, but it had been depressing before.
Yeah, it's getting better.
I heard we have some storms coming.
Yeah. I want a big storm.
The big one.
Yeah, we've had some crazy storms.
Yeah.
Weather. We're talking weather.
I know we're
That's
talking
nice.
weather. It's not good.
Names. That stinks. I gotta
How about that weather? Yeah, we had the. There was that day where we got the crazy rain and then the hurricane or the earthquake happened.
Oh,
There was
yeah,
a
yeah.
hurricane earthquake all in one day.
Yeah.
That was pretty sweet.
That was pretty nice. Yeah.
I feel like if I was a school kid, I would have gotten off for school that day. Growing up in Texas, did you get many like weather days off?
It
from
would
school?
snow like once a year.
So you
and-
would get like one snow day.
Yeah, and then people would say like, "It's 2 inches. Why are we getting the day off?" And it's like, shut up. We don't get jack shit. Let's just take this one day off we get. And actually, the worst snow we ever had when I was growing up was during the week that the Cowboys or we hosted the Super Bowl in 2011,
Oh, interesting.
and it was like ice the whole week, snow. People were so pissed off because it was supposed to be like, oh, it's Dallas, it's warm, and like it was a new stadium, and I think we should have had another Super Bowl since then, but we haven't because of that.
It went so poorly.
It went so poorly.
I remember the New York Super Bowl they had, and it was just
Yeah,
like
that
cold
was
and
terrible,
rainy.
yeah.
I think that's the last time they'll ever do that too.
Yeah,
That's a shame.
just Florida.
I believe in second chances. There should be another New York Super Bowl on 9/11,
That'd be nice.
and George Bush should do the coin toss,
The New York Super Bowl
and we
was
should get
weird.
Bin Laden there too. Oh wait, he's dead.
Yeah, they threw him in the bottom of the ocean, a traditional Muslim burial.
I feel like enough time has passed that all these like problems that are 20, 30 years old, we should just get everyone together and be
That
like,
full out again?
yeah, this is the shortest cord ever. I can't
Yeah,
lean
sorry,
back.
It is really short.
I'm just
We're
gonna
probably
assume. I'm gonna assume we're still running and
We're
it's
probably
fine.
Yeah. The New York Super Bowl, all like 2 weeks, they were hyping it up like it's gonna be cold, it's gonna be gridiron, it's gonna be real football. It's February, New York City, and it's gonna be rough and tough. And then it was like 59 degrees, just unseasonably.
But it was like
warm.
rainy.
Yeah, it might have been a little rainy. Was that that was the one the Broncos Was that the one the Broncos got whipped, or was that the one?
I don't remember. I'd have to ask Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, what he bet on?
I think that was the one where the Broncos beat the Panthers easily, or it was the one where the Broncos first play of the game snap over Peyton Manning.
Yeah. I bet McManus, the kicker,
Brandon McManus.
Super Bowl MVP.
Temple great.
And through 3 quarters, I think he legit was the MVP. It was like really close.
Was that year?
That was that year. I don't know. It was the year that they won. They played the Panthers.
That
Peyton Manning sucked. People kind of forget how much
the
he
year
sucked.
that they won was the Broncos had the -- defense. They had the best defense maybe of all time for some reason.
Yeah.
Von Miller.
Yeah, and the other guys.
The other
Well, Peyton Manning had come back from like a similar surgery to what I have, and I can barely stay comfortable
got his
podcasting.
spine
So I don't know how he like was playing quarterback in the
He like
NFL.
couldn't turn his head, but he could wear 2 gloves in the cold of New York and do screen passes to no Sean Moreno.
Yeah, he's got the biggest tears of all time.
Just disgusting. What is that about the Super Bowl where they're able to find guys that like leak? Nick Sirianni before the Super Bowl, they're playing the national anthem, and it's not
because
like
they're guys
yeah.
who never cry, so it's built up.
Oh, it's just in there.
Yeah,
It's
like-
kind of been downhill for him.
Like if
since
you
then.
don't come for a week or something.
Yeah, Italians peak when they're like 27 or however old he is. I knew that the Eagles were going to suck this year. They were 10-1. I knew they were going to suck when the coaching staff started wearing every single one of the coaches, not even the Italians ones, had like Italian flags on their shit.
Oh,
And I was
I
like,
saw
this is
that.
the most South Philly bullshit. It's like,
Keep the Columbus statue where it is.
we're going to throw bubble fucking screens. Great. Awesome. Yeah, you're right. The vaccine does make you gay, Nick. All right. I've been trying to get out of this conversation. Yeah. Football. We talked a little football.
Yeah, we
talked a
got
little
football.
baseball.
Yeah, we got all the sports.
What
in.
sports haven't we covered?
We really didn't talk about March Madness at all. Which is
No,
kind of
no,
this is
no.
March Madness episode.
So you don't really know
It's
that
still
much
it
about
is still the March Madness episode.
The thing that stuck out to me the most this March Madness was how ugly that one guy on Texas was. He's like very pasty, with like a hairline up here.
Wow.
He
Oh
looked
yeah, I know
bad.
you're talking about.
Looks like Randall from Monsters Inc.
Yeah, there's something off about him.
Our brother's girlfriend texted, or he was like, my girlfriend said he looks like a character from Monsters Inc. I was like, I know the character. He looks like Randall. But anyway,
Unfortunate.
those Texas
And they took-
cheerleaders. I'd love to make a fucking Nickelodeon kids show for them. Good Lord. Ay caramba, dude. Fucking horns up for them. Unbelievable.
Web extras.
Crazy.
Yeah. Foot in your mouth of the web extras.
I mean, those were the weird ones. It was the Ariana Grande
Yeah.
web extras where they had her on a bed and she was like sticking her foot in her mouth.
I
She
don't
did
see
so
what's
many-
wrong with. Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. You spend what, a third of your life in bed, and they're just documenting it. And why she had her foot in her mouth?
I think because Dan Schneider was jacking off, I think.
To that, or just
But it also,
generally.
I guess it could have been something innocent.
maybe she didn't have any toenail clippers, and she was biting her toenails.
You know what Dan Schneider did that actually I think was really messed up? Actually, you know what he did that was messed up? No, but he
No,
would,
no, guys. I know we're having fun.
he would say like he would tweet out, "Hey, all you iCarly fans, do you like, I don't know, Sam or Carly more? Write on your foot which one you like more, and take
Yeah,
a picture
and they would send
upload
it
it.
in.
And then there's all these kids with these pictures of their foot.
Yeah.
I was like saving them like in my own file, but like
Could be in it. Could be anything.
Yeah.
What-
When you're
what am
asking,
I?
when you're molesting actors, that's one thing. But when you're doing it to innocent consumers,
yeah,
child consumers,
to future buyers. Yeah.
I was expecting worse from the Dan Schneider thing for sure. Because I'd always heard that he
Yeah.
was like a child rapist or
Well-
something, that something like that was going on. And then the documentary was getting into stuff where it's like one time on set, he said something that was a bit racially insensitive.
yeah,
I was like, oh, he's a racist on top of being a
He was
pedophile?
molesting kids. That's not good.
I knew he was a pedophile, but he's a racist. And they kept doing all these like things that were not great, but they were like almost minor offenses, and then they never really got into anything that was.
Yeah, well, I think they didn't have the
crazy.
women. The women, I think, would have probably said more.
Yeah,
so he was definitely not gay.
Yeah,
That's one thing about Schneider.
This was
man.
definitely the.
Say what you want.
This was the Drake Bell documentary.
This is for Drake, yeah.
Where this kind of happens with like the journalistic documentaries, where they get like one good story, and then that becomes what the documentary is about.
These libs trying to take down a good man, Dan Schneider.
Exactly, that's exactly what I was saying.
Dan Schneider is the.
He's the Washington Redskin commander, but now it's.
He's the Washington Redskin commander.
Yeah.
We went to an Eagles Commanders game. Or they were the football team at the time, and we were next to Dan Schneider's booth. He didn't do anything to us.
They should have kept football team.
Yeah,
that was kind of
like
badass.
It was kind of soccery, which is why I think people didn't like it.
Yeah,
but it's better than the Commanders.
Yeah.
Yeah, Commanders is pretty lame.
Why they should have just been the Pigskins? Because you could just be.
It's true.
You could still say skins, right? Like, you got to find different ways to be racist. You can't just you can't be like, I'm not racist anymore, because then it's going to get bottled up and the tears are going to come out, you know?
You gotta find
you gotta
creative
find
outlets.
cool, new, easy ways. Like,
a podcast.
No, it's skins. No, it's pig skins. That's what I mean when I say fucking skins.
I played football in 5th and 6th grade, and I went to Jay Novacek's football camp, who was the 90s tight end for the 90s Cowboys. So a big deal in Dallas.
Yeah,
Nice.
okay.
And they got so I was
That is funny. You're a Cowboys fan. Right?
And this
That's
was a
right.
Sandusky situation, or it went
yeah,
better than that?
yeah. Novacek's the Sandusky of Dallas.
This is kind of like oh yeah, we're Japanese, but we will play baseball in Korea, even though we've done war crimes to you. Like, yes, we are Eagles fans, but we will.
Our
have
word for you means dog,
Cowboys.
but we will show up and play the game.
Yes.
But we
I've pissed on a boy from Dallas.
we had the center from the current center for the Cowboys back then, whose name was, I think his name was something Johnson. And so I had a jersey, but we played on the Washington team, like in there. So we had a Washington colors and stuff. So
That was
gave
like
him,
the bad guy for the.
I guess so. Yeah, we
Dallas team?
we played against the Globetrotters.
Interesting.
And I like had him sign the jersey because it said like Johnson on it, and I was like, "This is kind of cool." And so I had him sign it. And as I'm walking away, I'm hearing him say, "That was so fucking stupid." I had to sign that shit.
Yeah, a 25-year-old signing something.
Yeah.
For a kid.
Well, signing a Washington.
Fuck me.
I think it's because he's signing the Washington jersey.
Yeah.
Oh, I could see that.
But
like
was
the
there
Mean
a
Joe
Cowboy?
Green ad.
Was there a Cowboys team in your league?
I'm sure there was. I can't remember.
Because in our little league, there wasn't ever a Phillies.
Wow,
it was
because
No,
you were
they
too.
didn't- they didn't want.
too hype. So it's like, we're got to be the fucking Athletics. But
Good jerseys,
there's
though.
no Phillies, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And then when I graduated Little League, they added the Phillies.
Yeah, there should be a Phillies team. Every team.
The best team should be the Phillies.
Hey,
The
it should be all the
champion-
coach's son and the richest players should get to be on the hometown team.
Yeah.
And then everyone
The
else should
people
be
with
on
the
one of the many
Techzilla.
beer distributor or funeral home sponsored lesser teams.
Yeah. Whoever is sponsored by the law firm and has the most DeMarini D3s, they get to be the Phillies.
We played against the Broncos, and there was this guy named Devontae Sunwagon, who was like insane. We thought he was gonna go pro.
Devontae Sunwagon?
He was just trucking everybody, and it was nuts. And then like 2 years later, I think he died.
Yeah.
The Devontae Sunwagon sounds like a minivan from the 80s.
The Devontae Sunwagon. We also, do you guys know Ty Montgomery? That football player? It's kind of surprising you know Ty Montgomery. Not very relevant, but I played against him, and we were like 0-8 in high school, and they were 1-7, and we were like, we can win. They're our biggest rivals. Like, we can win this game. And everyone was so amped up. In the first play of the game, he gets the ball and he runs. I was a nose tackle, and I grabbed his legs and he dragged me 5 yards and shook me off, and then went for 80 yards to score a touchdown.
Hey, you wrapped him up though.
We lost
Knowing-
63-7, and our coach got fired on the spot. The guy came down, was like, "What the fuck was that?" And he got fired on the spot.
So you were expected to win?
We were expected to be competitive, I guess, because they were like they're usually really good and they sucked. So we were supposed to like be decent.
Interesting.
I'm just trying to look up if I lied
Poor
that I
guy.
knew who Ty Montgomery is, but I do. I know Ty Montgomery.
Yeah, he's done a couple things. He
Was he
he
on
went
the-
to Stanford, so he played with Andrew Luck when he went to Stanford. And then he's done like a compilation of like smart plays because
Interesting.
the ball, it was a kickoff and it was almost out of bounds. But he put his foot out of bounds and then grabbed it, which then
to make
Smart
it.
play.
So, yeah,
that's a
it's-
Dallas man. That's,
that's a Dallas brain.
Oh, yeah. He was on the
Somebody's got the Tom
fucking-
Landry hat
He was on the
on.
Packers when they were good.
Yeah.
So that's probably how I know.
Yeah.
Playing Madden.
Good guy.
Aaron Rodgers. I don't know what it is. I don't like Aaron Rodgers' game, but I like his off-field stuff.
I can tell this video game
2015,
character
I'm like-
has good opinions about politics and medicine.
It's like, I wonder what rating is like out of 100. What you can change your slider to being like, where was Obama born, Africa or America?
It's one of the best.
It's awesome he hasn't said anything about the RFK thing. If he's gonna like do it. Or
Oh,
not.
he's his VP. He just announced RFK said Aaron Rodgers is his VP.
That's awesome.
I wonder who RFK is going to. I wonder who Trump's going to go with. I want
I feel
Trump
like
to go with
Trump
Rogan.
should go with
That'd be
RFK.
No, because RFK's
Dude.
running.
If Trump with RFK though, they would like sweep all.
I
50
feel like that would
states.
be that would be the real
genuinely-
super team.
I would openly be like, "That's what I'm voting for." Are you kidding me? That's like if the Yankees got Bryce Harper and Mike Trout. I'd be like, "Well, I'm a Yankees fan now." Like those are the fucking they're gonna win 180 games. Like.
It'd be-
Imagine the winning that we would do if RFK and Donald Trump were on the same team.
It'd be like if the Yankees were against the tetanus shot and wanted to deport all immigrants.
We have to make America great again. That's right, Robert. That's right, Bob. We really do. You're right. I can't understand what the hell he's saying, but
When your father was killed by Afghan, I was so sad.
yeah, I don't care. Whoever wins, it's not gonna be Biden. Well, maybe it
No.
will be Biden. I have a Biden impression ready to go.
It is funny. I saw Biden odds for plus 250 to bet on him to win president. And I was like,
Scoop that up.
I gotta call my
I think he's gonna
translator
lose,
real
though.
quick.
Nah, you gotta
Trump's
scoop
even
that up.
odds, so Trump's the favorite. I don't think he's gonna win.
Nah, you got to bet on the dog, dude.
Yeah, that shit's rigged. They won't let Trump win.
Yeah, no way. No way.
Then it's just any other candidate, and it's like plus 1,000. It's like that's crazy. That's never gonna happen.
Does that include?
Yeah, just throw a couple bucks
that
on
include, like-
Marco Rubio.
Yeah.
Who else is out there?
Oh, it's just any other candidate.
Well, there's any other candidate. Then they also have like individuals, and they have like Michelle Obama, and it's like Gavin Newsom.
I don't know. Can she win with all the controversy around what gender she is?
Yeah, I want her to run just for that. Just so that she has to field questions.
You're right.
You know who has had
You're
to-
right, Donald. I watched Ellen.
There are no
I saw her dance.
there are no pictures of her pregnant. There you know who has to field those questions now is the president of France, Macron. They're coming at his wife saying that she's a man.
Dude, this
And
is
he had to be
gotta
like,
stop.
"Hey, she is not a man."
I will say maybe,
But
this
she
is
was, like, his
good.
teacher.
He was a teacher, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be good for like
Macron's like Drake Bell.
the,
Right. He is the Drake Bell of
It could
geopolitics.
be
His
good.
wife is Dan
He's
Schneider.
sort of a guy who
I'm trying
Well.
to think if I want to say this, but it could be good for like the trans movement.
well then let's
that
say it.
There's no, not for me. Not what I'm about to say. But
Sounds
that,
good so far.
that people are just
It's helping
like,
people. Spit it out.
they're pointing at women that are clearly women and being like, "That's a guy," and so now it's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, these
maybe.
people just don't know what a woman is." Period. Is that what I meant to say? I don't think that's what I meant to say.
It muddies
I wanted
the waters.
to kind of be woke. and
It
didn't
muddies the
work.
waters a
Yeah, it
bit
didn't
for
come out
people
woke, I
who
don't
think
think.
they could.
I wanted to sound like
The type of guy who would be like, I can tell that's a man, is also like Michelle Obama is
it's like
a man.
Sydney
which means
Sweeney's
you're
tits are
wrong.
fake because she's a guy.
So
It's like
that means
who is like I don't know. Whatever. Never mind. I'm going back to being funny, Charlie Kirk.
I looked up. I wanted to show my roommate Sydney Sweeney and Casey Musgraves at SNL because they had huge tits in one thing. And so I looked it up online and I clicked on some Reddit thing, and it had the picture of them. It was perfect. But then I read the comments and it was like, I want to fuck Sydney Sweeney, but my dick's so small it probably wouldn't even feel anything in her tits. It's like upvoted 20 upvotes. It's like,
Everyone's like,
what the fuck are you guys doing here?
just scrolling.
Even in my wildest fantasy.
Yeah, my piece is too small to fuck Sydney Sweeney.
Yep. Me too.
Upvote.
Yep.
Reddit's crazy.
Reddit gold.
I look at some Reddit
I
shit.
never got
It's-
into Reddit. I'm kind of disappointed. I feel like
It's
it was
all
good.
that to me. Like, it's all weird,
Yeah.
like, pathetic stuff.
It's
Makes
definitely
me feel
all
bad.
internet
Gives me a stomach
forums,
ache
including
being on
like Twitter back in the day. It did make me just be like, I'm very pessimistic to like humanity as a whole. And then when you just like go to the grocery store, you're like, men are still good. Like people are still
Everything's fine.
We're gonna be okay. But
Yeah.
then like anytime you're online, you're like, my dick's so fucking pathetic. If Kate Upton ever even fucking smelled me, she'd throw up. You know, which is, I think maybe, you know, I'm gonna shift this. It's a problem with men. We got to get men's confidence.
That's
back.
I think that is true.
Like we got to start making porn where the dick is small, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is actually women. Women are fine with that.
Yeah, I don't
Nah.
know. I don't know about that shit, dude. I just turn on you. I don't know about that shit, actually. I think I gotta go, actually. I don't know about that kind of thing.
No.
And that was the 2024 March Madness Wisecracker special.
Oh, is that it? Are we done? What are we at? That's had to be an hour.
Yeah, we're over an hour.
Nice. Let's go a little bit
And
further because
change.
that beginning, I do.
I
Think
mean, we're at an hour 15 right now. But we're at a. But
What if we did a Rogan-esque episode and did 3.5 hours?
3.5 hours.
What else should we talk
What
about?
time
Sydney
is it?
Sweeney's tits, submarines. I don't
You know what?
know.
Sydney Sweeney's tits committed a major crime because that guy lit himself on fire for Palestine or whatever, and everyone only talked about it for like one day, and then they were back to talking about Sydney Sweeney's tits.
Yeah.
They're just too powerful.
That is
Guys are
funny.
lighting
Well,
themselves on
That's
fire,
totally gone from the
and they
consciousness.
can't
The-
even beat her tits.
Here's the mistake that he made. If you're gonna light yourself on fire, you have to do it on like a Tuesday because like
He fucked up with the news cycle.
you do it on a
9/11.
Friday. Everyone, yeah, like the terrorists
Yeah.
do. The terrorists do. You do like Friday. Everyone's releasing their shit, getting like you're competing with you know, P Diddy having sex with Meek Mill. It's like yeah, you're gonna. No one cares about you lighting yourself on
Yeah,
fire.
man.
You gotta do it on like middle of the workday on a Tuesday. Just like no, that's the only thing. That's
Everyone's
occupying
bored
me.
at work. This will cheer him up.
He did it
I'll
on
light
like
myself
Friday
on
at
fire.
3:50, and it's like no,
Yeah.
man. People are getting off work early.
I was already 5 beers.
They're already
deep.
at the pub.
There was there's a theater guy who does stuff at the New York Theater Workshop, and he said like you guys need to put a statement out in support of Palestine, and they were like, no, we don't really do that. We're just like a theater company.
We're the New York Theater Company. I don't think we support Palestine.
all right, but he's like, you gotta do it, and then they were like, no. He's like, all right, I have HIV. I think he's AIDS. I have AIDS, and I'm not gonna take my medication until you do. And so he's like
Whoa.
on day like 100 something of not taking his medication,
And he's fine.
and
he's like,
well,
this is placebo.
I
He
guess
got
is
better
fine.
because the medicine makes you sick.
The medicine curates.
You gotta.
Act it out.
That's right. That's right, Ronald. They say
it's
the pills
Robert.
are what make it AIDS. Many such cases, man with HIV
You have-
takes the medicine, full-blown
You get
AIDS.
So he just stopped taking his.
Yeah, he stopped, and then like I thought he was gonna be like at least getting likes on Instagram or something, and it's like
No
no
one
likes,
cares.
nothing. And he must have been so pissed when that guy lit himself on fire because he was just saying,
Oh,
I'll
he
start
upstate,
taking my
yeah.
pills again when New York Theater Workshop makes a statement, and it's like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
New York Theater Workshop makes a statement.
I don't even know what. New
Did
York
this
Theater
guy
is.
have fans or anything? Or
No, I don't. I mean, he was just a
just
playwright.
Some guy.
I heard Shohei Ohtani was like, I'm not going to bed until the Palestinians are free. From the river to the sea.
Yeah.
That's not how he talks. Fucking accents already. I'm so out of practice of not being a fucking piece of shit.
I bet 4.5 million Israel falls this time.
Yeah, what are the futures on Israel?
Probably pretty good.
Yeah, honestly, probably really good.
I had my Hebrew translator place a bet.
Say what you want. I kind of want to stay neutral. I will light myself on fire for some reason eventually. But like, say what you want about like war crimes and like doing bad things to like humans, but like they're dominating. Like, they're a 1 seed and they're showing it.
That's
right
a
now.
UConn performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no Florida Gulf Coast.
No. I do not think there's Cinderella.
I'd say the
stories.
seeding right now is Israel 1 seed, Russia 2 seed, Ukraine 3 seed, Palestine 4 seed.
Where's America?
We're not in the tournament.
America's
America's
the
the
ref.
NBA.
America's the
We're
ref.
NBA.
We're
Yeah,
we're the
yeah.
NCAA. We're the governing
Yeah, you want to be
body.
eligible for the draft? Yeah. Anyway, fuck. I feel like we covered everything. I feel like there's nothing. We didn't know what to talk about like an hour ago. Now we've talked about everything.
We kind of hit everything, yeah.
Well, Alan, we don't have to release this if you don't want. That's what sucks too. It's like I feel like we learned how to like not do this, and then now it's like we're back. We're back. Welcome back. Whatever. Fine. Who cares? UCB Artistic Committee, if you're listening to this, do not.
It's funny. I've been glancing at my
Stop listening
phone,
to this.
just expecting to get an email like saying you did not make a team. But
Nah, dude. They'll tell you you're cut at like 3 a.m.
it's crazy though, because I mean, you would think, like the last audition was like Sunday. Like, why do you need until Friday? And it's Friday. And you don't even have
Because
it.
they're a bunch of fucking welfare queen lazy. It is very funny. The amount of times that I've gotten, I'm sure you might get this, and I definitely don't want to put the curse on you because you have like a good thing going on over there. But the amount of time, I already have. I asked you to come onto this fucking like worse than alt-right podcast because we think we're not.
We don't even work with the CIA. We're just doing this.
We're in the Capitol building for fun. But the amount of times I talk to like my comic friends and they're like, why are you in like the why are you on like sketch teams? I'm like, I don't know. It's what I'm comfortable with. I don't want to be with the fucking actual freaks. Like I don't want to be with, I don't know. It's weird. It's like what I'm drawn to still. Like those, it's not like if you're with people and you're talking to them and you're like, what you say, like something fucked up, and they're like, it's like, yeah, it's not even.
It's not worth it.
Then you're Robin Williams in your trailer, and you're just like, I'm gonna kill myself because of cocaine. I don't know. You probably feel it a little bit. We can also end. We don't. This is like.
This could be off.
I always hate being like, what about the fucking what about the state of alt comedy? Like,
it depends. Well, me and my friend Andrew, we get a lot of stuff not on our sketch team because I don't think the women like it. We did a sketch about a superhero called Period Man, and the only thing he can do is he can sniff women's periods out. And you could just tell the women on the team. Some of them were like laughing, but then you could tell like we don't really approve of what's going on here.
yeah.
Then we also did a sketch where he does a really good Cat Williams impression, which is like he's a white man. Very unfortunate.
Okay.
And so
You can't choose what gifts God gives. you.
Exactly. So we actually worked really hard on this. We made it so that he's like a police officer and like his process for solving crimes is getting into Cat Williams' head. So we kind of gave ourselves like a huge like cushion.
Right.
And we read it and people laughed and stuff. And then our director was just like, who I like our director a lot, but she was like, we can't do this, right? We're like, oh, okay.
That's
why UCB stands for uptight cunty bitches.
Artistic Committee. Do not hold this against Alan. Someone on my sketch team, one of the only people of color on the team, pitched for me to write a sketch where the premise is a medium, like having two private investigators come to the medium because there's been a murder, and they don't know where else to go. So they have to come to the medium, and the medium speaks to the spirits and has the spirits speak through him. So I'd play the medium, and I would communicate with the spirits. But here's the twist. The spirits aren't white.
Yeah.
So each spirit I would be talking. I'd be like, shit, motherfucker, I got motherfucking killed. And so like each is like the most racist impression that you can do. And I wrote out the sketch, and it's a fucking banger.
Yeah.
And I pitched it, and everyone was like, it almost divided the team because there were like 4 or 5 people that was like, this has to go in a show.
Yeah.
And then there were like 6 or 7 people that were like, there's no world where we do this in public with our names on it. And I was like, with things like that, I'm like, I understand. We shouldn't do this. If this was the Sam Naismith race showcase,
The race showcase.
sure, I would be fine with like, but it's like when you can't drag other people into like
That's how I feel bad too. Yeah.
your what's Batman call it? His crusade.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's tough to get Robin and Batgirl on board with the stereotypical accents, but
We're gonna rape Joker. Like, Robin, you can stay home on this one.
Well, it's funny because, 15 years ago at UCB, they were like saying the N-word and wearing blackface and stuff.
I saw Shannon O'Neill say
no,
the N-word.
I was told that
say
never
the N-word
happened.
at DCM. Shannon O'Neill said the N-word at DCM. I was there. I saw it. That's fine. And then she cut me.
The
'cause
last time I ever laughed at anything she ever did.
That was the funniest thing I ever saw, Miss O'Neill.
She said it once in traffic.
And it got no laughs. No one laughed. I was in the back.
Wait, what year was this?
2016.
Oh shit, that is late.
2015.
That's kind of like the last time a white person could make that mistake.
Yeah, once Trump got in, he fucking ruined it.
Like Besser said the N-word on a podcast.
Besser said the N-word at a traffic stoplight.
Yeah, that would surprise me.
He said at the gas station when the guy was pumping his gas.
No one.
He's-
That would be really fun to have just a specifically like. You remember long form conversations?
Yeah.
I used to listen to that podcast, and it was like very informative of like early comedy world. None of that stuff matters anymore because it was like, yeah, you get on a Herald team, then you write at Funny or Die, and then you're writing for Seth Meyers. I'm like taking notes, like this is what I have to do, and then obviously the bottom falls out of the entire society as we know it. Kobe dies. It's all over.
It's all over downhill since Kobe.
But
Since Chamberlain Heights predicted Kobe's death.
this would be.
I no longer say the N-word in honor of Kobe.
We should shift this into being like a UCB affiliated podcast and put like the UCB logo. Would there be litigation? There would be now. They're
we
like
just said
legit.
UCB
They
presents.
definitely said a cease and desist.
There are business people in charge of UCB now.
I got emailed.
Not.
for,
Business
like,
people
No.
with
I'm
the
just saying
hats
business.
and the curls.
I'm just
and
saying. All right.
business people.
I meant like people that
people of business.
people. Sorry, there's businesses, whites, blacks, businesses.
I'm in the business of settling, and settling is good.
It's over.
Anyway, free Palestine, free Israel, Trump 2024.
Yeah, that's the real thing to do is like end war in Eastern Europe, free Palestine, trans women are women, Trump 2024.
And go Herald Night.
And come to
Tickets still available for Herald Night this week. Because this is a
what
UCB
are the Herald
podcast.
Night crowds like
I don't even know anymore.
these days? I've heard it's like a little rough.
I think it's pretty packed. I don't know how into it they are.
Did they get violent?
Maud gets. I'm literally going to step down from the pack team because the crowd, the audiences have been just like 60 of the fucking worst people you've ever met.
Do they still pack? Like, do they still pack the show? Like, they're still pretty sold out.
No.
Oh,
Ever
really?
since we moved to that new place, it
Yeah.
sucks. It's just like dead. People can't drink there. It's just like
Oh, yeah.
it's the.
Is that still a thing? You
significant
can't bring a
others.
beer in?
No.
Well, because they have a bar, so they don't want.
And it's the worst bar ever, and the guy there is
Yeah.
like, he has like it's like a steampunk. No, what's it called? Like he's got like that stupid.
Gay?
Yeah, he's gay.
He's like a robber in the 1920s.
Yeah, he looks like someone who like is a thief on a train.
He's got a damsel.
Yeah.
He's Dan Schneider taking a damsel.
He's such a dick. I'm
You know,
like,
he's got one of those things. He's like Dan Schneider.
I'll
know?
save you Amanda Bynes.
he's got one of those. Je m'appelle yo pussy.
Amanda Bynes was probably like one of my first crushes, honestly.
She was
Like her on TV. She was like
she
a
was the full
girl
package.
almost my age.
Very
she was funny. She was
charismatic.
cute.
Yeah.
Fucking insane.
Yeah.
Everything I like.
Definitely my type. The first time I
So
ever.
if she's listening to this, get off whatever steroids you're on. And,
Yeah, stop
and
taking your
give us a
HIV
call.
medication.
She got like a face tattoo. She looks like way
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. She looks like shit.
She's on
didn't wanna
she's on
say
like
it.
lithium or something too, I think, because I'll see TikToks of her where she's very kind of deadpan.
Did you get the Herald email?
No, someone requested a Venmo for me.
Well, listen, what do you think? You're going to have to practice improv once a week in a studio space? Or do they pay for that now?
No, it'd probably be a house.
Yeah. I remember in New York for Lloyd Night, they wouldn't let us use the spaces like in the training
Yeah.
center. And I was like, we're paying for a coach, we're paying for a space. And I was like, this is an expensive hobby.
Yeah, that's crazy. They wouldn't let you have a space.
A lot of things should have happened.
They let us have a space if we
Yeah.
want it, but they don't have any spaces really right now.
What, they're at the that like dry cleaner.
They got the dry cleaners, and they got
You rehearse at a dry cleaner?
yeah.
No,
It
it
actually is-
cool.
yeah, look, they
It's
actually did a
nice.
good job.
Yeah.
I know
Businessman did a great job.
with no
Yeah.
explanation.
Wait, Mac, actually, fuck off. Don't make fun of this.
I mean,
The new UCB Improv Training Center is actually pretty nice, Mac. Actually,
I guess the fumes
Don't
are like a
make
2-drink
jokes.
minimum for the crowd, right? Like,
do not poke fun at the future of comedy. How much is that UCB class these days?
I think it's like
700?
$600 American dollars.
Yeah.
to try to get good at a thing that's a warm up before you do. It was funny too though, because Alan asked me to do his show at
Yeah.
It was a 9:00 show. He asked me. I stepped out of the shower at like 8:40.
Yeah.
Just a text like, "Hey, can you come to UCB and do my show?" And I did it. I had an improv thing during the day, and I was like, "Oh, like in the show, I was like, I was loose. I was feeling good." Most fun I've had doing comedy in LA in maybe since
Really?
COVID. Yeah, it
You
was
crushed.
so fun.
You crushed.
Thank you. I mean,
We'll leave this part in.
Yeah.
yeah, well, but it was like, oh, maybe doing improv as like an exercise warm up for comedy is really good.
Yeah.
Like,
Although I hate those. I hate like doing like. Did you have to do like the mind? Mind meld's alright. That's kind of just a fun
dude,
game.
we literally there's a card game that I got called The Mind, where you have to
Yeah.
you have cards, it's 0 through 100, and you just play, and without talking, you put down. You have like
You
7
have to go
cards.
in like ascending order.
Yeah, and you go in order of like 1 through 100, but you can't talk. And I'm like, this is an improv exercise. I mean, we should have done that.
We should play that with everyone.
We should
on
do that
the
now
podcast
and then
from
do
now
another
on,
fucking
maybe.
hour. But yeah, there are like 4 improv exercises where I'm like, this is good. And then there are ones
Yeah,
where it's
zip, zap, and zap.
yeah, there are bullshit ones like that are like, this isn't doing anyone. Like improv as a comedic exercise, I think is good.
Yeah.
To make people pay $25 to come watch an improv show, I think should actually be illegal. To like,
And to pay
Unless it's at
$600 just to be in a lineup of skirt for your teacher, that's kind of expensive too.
yeah, that really was the goal as an 18-year-old moving to New York, bypassing college, deciding I want to full-time do comedy, whether it's writing, acting, whatever. I'm like, I want to go to UCB. I want to be funny. I want to become a UCB teacher. I want to have sex with 19-year-old theater girls. And they took that, and Shannon O'Neill took that away from me when I was 19 years old. She put me on a team, she took me off, and she said, you need to be older. She literally found out, she was like, we were hanging out after a show.
Uh-huh.
I was like at the table with like every single 50-year-old that's at UCB.
Yeah.
and just like, Sam's the next big thing. And at a certain point, someone was like, and he's only 20. And she looked at me. She's like, you're actually that young? I was like, yeah. She's like, okay. I was like, oh.
Wow.
And then she stuck her hands down your pants.
and
Both
she was
of
like,
them.
write your favorite improv team name on your foot and take a picture of it and send it to me. I was like,
The Stepfathers.
yeah. I literally went from being like, they're going to tell me that I am on a weekend team to being like, oh, they caught me. But that's UCB talk for the fucking 7 people. That would be a weird crossover of people that listen to the podcast and also like know UCB shit.
I mean, you're the guy. You're somewhat known for UCB stuff.
Yeah, I guess. I don't think that's how there was a drop off. It did feel like there was like, oh, I have like a fan base at UCB to just being like, he's bad because he got cut.
Oh, wow.
Immediately. By the way, I think you're gonna get on Harold Dean.
Should we keep the podcast rolling until we get the news? Or
I mean, why not? Dude, it's crazy. I can't believe they haven't.
Yeah, on a Friday. What is it? 9:30?
Yeah, there's no
Good
chance.
Lord. We were supposed to.
if you get it
See,
in,
this
hack
is the
into their
thing.
computer if you get in there and find out if our names are actually on a blacklist. Because I do think
That's
it's
how-
possible something like that is going on.
Well, I was introduced at Mr. Horsepower as you've seen him doing characters and stand up around LA. And I came out on stage, she's like, yeah, you've seen me doing characters and no, it's not you've seen, it's you know me from doing characters.
Yeah.
I was like, no one here knows who I am. And then when my set was done, Alan came and was like, that's crazy. He's actually banned from UCB.
Yeah. They got a big laugh too. People,
Yeah.
I think they knew
They were
you.
like, they could tell.
Yeah.
there's always humor in the truth.
That was that. I'm not kidding, man. That I like drove back to my girlfriend's house. I was like, comedy is my passion. It's alive and well in the city of angels. Alan is a godsend. I felt the magic. I don't care about the 5 years of cocaine that I did. My brain is fine. I'm not going to kill myself. And then the next day I had a pack show and just like most dead audience. And I literally haven't recovered.
Wow.
I'm like, fucking comedy sucks. I hate this.
We get good crowds at Horsepower. It's
Yeah,
better than
that was electric.
the mod crowds are not as good.
Yeah.
You sent me a picture of that show, and it was like Paulie Walnut's mom's funeral. That's kind of what it looked like.
Oh yeah, the pack show. Yeah, it was. I like took a because I was like, of course, because you do a good show one night, the next night there's gonna be a bad show, and it's like not
It's
your
the yin and
energy.
yang of life.
It's
Yeah.
not even
like how the Texas basketball players are so ugly, so that the cheerleaders can be the most beautiful women to ever grace the face of the earth.
It's literally not even like your performance is affected because you're in your head. It's like it's just like the people that go on before you are gonna fucking suck because you're.
Yeah.
I would love to do 2 good shows 2 nights in a row. I've never done it in 10 years of doing comedy. I would love to have that happen, but probably odds are it won't. Anyway,
We'll have to check in with Otani what the odds are of that happening.
we're supposed to maybe go to a party in Malibu. That's the
And
thing.
it's,
I'm like, Mom, I would like to be doing more shows. And then also I'm like, I'm going to go get drunk with Epstein's kid or whoever the fuck.
In the
It was my
blue.
girlfriend's
Living here,
birthday,
yeah.
so I should probably get to the restaurant.
All right, we're done. We can
All right.
we're done.
One shot